So did the army kind of teach you not to have that temperament?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The army,
Is that why you went to the army, just to get away from Oakland?
not really.
Oh,
I was playing basketball, and
mm-hmm.
my brother was in the army before I was,
Oh,
so
he told you how.
he kind of influenced, he pretty much was like, yeah, you could play basketball in the army. And I'm like, okay, cool, cool. So I joined, and, I scored high enough to where, I could have did any job in the army,
Mm-hmm.
but I
But what made you
chose,
do infantry?
I wanted to do something that, you can't just do on the outside. Like,
Oh, okay.
people join the military, they know, shout out to the cooks and shit, but, I'm
That
not,
wasn't you.
I'm not about to join the army and go be a cook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still we need cooks, but it's not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying?
Shit. Then you went to like Iraq and
Yeah,
Afghanistan, and you're
yeah,
like, oh, I'm in some shit right now.
yeah. But in a way, Oakland kind of prepared me. And, I mean, like, obviously, it's still like a shock being on deployments and shit.
Oh
But
yeah. But it was an
um,
active war zone when you.
yeah, we
Yeah.
was in combat. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's kind of why I ranked up fairly quickly in the
Mhm.
military, because I didn't have that shock factor, like surprised at some of the things that was going on. But
You're a little stoic about it.
yeah, but I got over it quickly.
Yeah.
There's some privates that were, really had a hard time,
Mhm.
dealing with some of the, situations that, we were put in. And
This may be a harder question to ask. Did the army leave you with PTSD?
yeah, absolutely. My definition of like normality was just like changed and
Hmm.
warped. My worldview was warped. Anything that I would perceive as normal was just like,
Is it because of the activities that you've seen,
yeah. So
or
the
you just
things
saw
that
the evil in the world?
well, I think the things that we had to normalize, that's why I don't really give any credence to that word anymore, because the things that we had to normalize isn't normal in society, So
Hmm.
I remember, one mission that we were just like, it was a pretty long firefight that we had, took a while. Shit, I can't remember, like 5, 6 hours. The Taliban, I gotta give it to them. They gonna fight, bro. They gonna wave their white flag, and it don't mean they surrendering. That means that they want to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, shit.
And they
So you're doing the sneaky link.
yeah, they not. I mean, yeah, there was some guerrilla war tactics and shit through IEDs, but most of the time they gonna fight you straight up. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's a difference in Iraq and Afghanistan. But or I remember one time we was had a firefight for so long, man, and we had to use our JTAC, which is one of the it's the Air Force. They got a lot of cush jobs, but being a JTAC, you're attached to a infantry unit.
What's a JTAC?
It's pretty much fires control. They are the ones that coordinate fires, and whoever they got to talk to in the Air Force, who's in control of, calling for a bird and dropping some bombs. So,
Oh shit, like air support.
yeah. So, our PL platoon leader, he made the call to, have the JTAC drop some bombs.
And
Um,
how close were you to? Were you
Pretty
close enough to
close.
visually see the
Yeah,
bombs explode?
yeah, of course, absolutely. And once this, they come air support, come in, lay waste or whatever, we go, and it's people, it's body parts, dismembered, people burnt in place
How
and
did
shit.
you react to that?
Initially, it's like, damn, this is kind of wild. But then you see,
It is wild.
but
That
then,
kind of wild.
yeah, but then you're also kind of in this state of just like disbelief. But
Hmm.
then you have to snap out of that because, well, we have to go ahead and do our sweeps and make sure that nobody has maps and shit like that, and then
Hmm.
or they're not calling for like cavalry or whatever. But the point that I'm kind of getting at is we get back off a mission.
Hmm.
And I just see people laughing, platoon sergeant, squad leader and shit, just laughing, shooting the shit, and they laughing at me. I'm like, what the fuck's so funny, in my head I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just chuckling and shit. Y'all got y'all little chuckles in, but I go back to my little chew that we're staying on, and I look in my pocket. They put a blown off finger in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
hell no.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? They put like a finger in my pocket and shit, and it's
That's
like,
some dark ass humor.
yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm getting at. It's like, but that was normal to them. You know, some of
They
these,
fucked up in the head.
yeah, exactly. You know, I had some pretty hardcore, squad leaders and team leaders, and they I mean, that's normal in this setting. You know what I'm saying?
Did
So
you laugh or you're like, what the fuck?
no, hell no. I felt like for like a year, man. Felt like somebody was like poking me in my, poking me on my thigh and shit, bro. It was like, but that's kind of what I'm getting at is just like you have to rewire what
It's normal.
normality
Yeah.
means, So that's part of it, and then it's the factor of getting out and having to. And I did rank up fairly quickly. I've always had like soldiers under me, so getting out and going into the civilian world, and it's like, all right, if somebody was doing something stupid, private or specialist or
Mm-hmm.
even a sergeant that I was over, I can make them do push-ups. I could discipline them in different ways, but in the civilian world, everybody has free agency to just be stupid. So it can get a little frustrating, man. Like
Yeah.
especially when I started going back to school, and it's just like these 18-year-old kids just fucking acting the ass in class and just being loud. I'm just like, I look like the crazy one because after the teacher then told them 3-4 times, they still cutting up, talking.
Yeah.
I'm like, then I got to be like, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It's like bad as shit because
I always think it's funny, like if I'm at the grocery store
mhm.
or like in some public setting and you see like these 18, 19-year-old kids saying like my life is so hard, but they're like they pulled up in a Beamer. I'm like,
Yeah,
shut the fuck up.
yeah, yeah,
Your
yeah,
life ain't that hard.
yeah, yeah. No, no.
Sorry you didn't get the fucking Nike drop you wanted.
Yeah, man. Like,
You don't know hard.
like you don't, man, and a lot of people don't, So that's why when you meet people that actually go through struggle, you know what I'm saying, and been through some things, they typically make for good people to be around.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I think in the artist community, I would say at least 80% has some sort of trauma dump or struggle that they've gone through.
Oh, for sure.
And I think it's what makes them creative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's like the for me that needs to be like a priority. You know what I'm saying? Now obviously we live in America, and pharmaceuticals, they're the biggest cartel in the fucking world, man. They but I think a lot of the problems that we have facing like mental health and shit can actually be just solved through art and just solved
Mhm.
through psychedelics. You know what I'm saying? And instead of, just going straight for like medication, bro. Like it's you erode that part of your creativity. You know what I'm saying?
So you're a big advocate for psychedelics?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Hmm. How has psychedelics helped you?
Um,
And were you afraid when you first took psychedelics because
no,
they've all
no, no, not really. Because I was 17 when I went into the military,
Mhm.
so, and I was in for about, 9 years,
Oh wow,
so
is that 2 terms?
three.
3 terms?
Yeah.
Talking about psychedelics
Oh
and
yeah.
the impact that it has with
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So when I was getting out of the military,
you. Hmm.
it was, I was in for so long. It was like, when I get out, I want to try every drug that I ever, because you can't do nothing in the army. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah,
I abide by the rules, and I did everything the right way. And I played basketball all throughout high school,
yeah, yeah.
so didn't never really got caught up in the drugs or nothing like that.
That's good. That's good.
Um, so when I got out, I was, grown man, you know what I'm saying? I'm 20, 28. I never did a drug. I'm like, man, I'm about to experiment and try every drug I ever like heard about, except for like the hard shit like heroin and,
I'm glad you
shit
didn't
like
fuck with
that.
the heroin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Fuck
no, no.
that.
No, but
No one
like
fucks
all
with
the other shit,
heroin.
like I was like, man, I want to try that shit that was on Wolf of Wall Street and
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
limitless shit, and then
yeah.
I was going, try the cocaine, and it was just like, I tried that in Colombia. That shit was not it, But
Cocaine in Colombia, it's not it.
no, no, no. I mean, for me, I just felt like, because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I
Oh
just
yeah.
felt like I was just like wired up on like 18 espresso shots, and it was
Oh
just
yeah.
like, so for me, yeah, that wasn't it, and I just
At
want to
least you
try.
tried it from the fucking
Yeah, yeah,
motherland.
yeah. I tried. Yeah, yeah. I just, wanted to try ecstasy, and then I tried acid for the first time when I came to Oakland, and
Mm-hmm.
one of my homies,
How was that?
he gave me 2 tabs, and I didn't know shit about acid or the dosages or anything. I took them both. He was because it was just so small. You know what I'm saying? It was 2 tabs, but they were together. You know what I'm saying? So I thought
So
it
were
was,
you in Alice in Wonderland?
man. I took both of them, and I went to Hello Stranger. And that, bro. I swear to God, man, after I took it, the fucking dance floor looked like the fucking Jungle Book. It was like gorillas running around and shit. It was this nigga that walked by with like the longest giraffe neck I'd have ever seen in my life. It was some crazy shit, bro. And
Were you scared?
dude came through and he started waving his body real weird, like, and then like watercolors started coming out and shit. And I was just like, yo, this is trippy. I went back to my brother's place, and then I started like hearing shit. He had like my grandma's painting up. And I started like hearing shit. My brother lived, it looked like a little crack house. I mean, but it was in downtown Oakland,
Little
man.
trap
You know what I'm
house.
saying? It looked like a little crack house, but his own little spot, man. That he got when he got out of the military.
Having a spot in the
It
Bay
was
Area is already a win.
Yeah, it was old though. It's
It
in
don't matter
downtown.
what
No,
shit.
no, no, no. What I'm getting at,
Oh yeah.
it was old though. So like, but I could have sworn, bro, I was just hearing like voices from just like people that stayed in the building before. It was like
Oh hell.
spirits. It was like spirits and shit, bro. And they was using my body as like some like conduit or something
Oh,
to
you were
just
just a
like,
vassal.
yeah, well, to get messages across. Like it was like somebody was like, "Tell my wife I said hi," and then it was like
And this was off
some
acid?
dude on acid, yeah,
Oh
and
shit.
somebody was like, "Oh, I really want a bologna sandwich," and just
I
like,
really want to.
yeah, yeah, just like I was just hearing all these different, voices and shit. And I'm thinking, I
Yeah.
was like, damn, I mean, shit, am I out of the clear for schizophrenia? I was like, I had to do some research and shit.
So did you do research if you had schizophrenia after that episode?
Yeah, it wasn't a thing. It was just the
Okay.
acid.
It was just the
But
acid.
after that, it just started to get, I just started to get like this. It was just voices that was kind of telling me about me, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And it was just like they started, getting what their little 2 cents in, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like getting their shit off. It was like then I started to like have this introspection, about myself, and I was like, damn, this is a little more powerful than just like a recreational thing. So then I started taking it like serious, not acid, but like I don't really fuck with acid. I think that you really do like hallucinate on acid.
Was that a one and done with acid for you? Or
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. I think you hallucinate on acid, and then like with mushrooms and shit, it's like those are like
Do you
you
think you just
actually
took too much?
you seeing some real shit.
Do you think you just took too much beyond the beneficial amount where you were just tripping
Mm,
too crazy?